Have you ever caught yourself saying, I'm just slowing down a little, nothing serious, even though deep down you feel like something's changing faster than you expected? Maybe getting out of a chair takes a little more effort. Maybe you're relying on others just a bit more than you used to. It creeps in so slowly that you barely notice. And that's the sneaky part. The truth is, independence doesn't just disappear overnight. It fades quietly, bit by bit, often because of habits that seem completely harmless, things you've always done without thinking twice. But now, at this stage in life, those small habits can make a big difference in how freely and confidently you live each day. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about reclaiming power, because here's the thing. No matter your age, you deserve to feel strong, capable, and in control of your life. Independence is not just a physical thing. It's emotional, mental, and spiritual too. And the more aware we are of the little things that steal it from us, the more we can protect it. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 surprisingly innocent habits that many people fall into after 70. Habits that slowly chip away at independence. But don't worry, we'll also talk about what you can do instead, starting today. So let's dive right in. Let's start with something that seems so small but can have a huge impact over time. Avoiding small physical tasks just to be safe. Have you ever looked at a step stool and thought, I'll just wait until someone else can grab that for me? Or maybe you stopped bending down to pick something up, not because you can't, but because you'd rather not risk it. Now listen, I get it. Safety is important. We all want to avoid falls or injuries. But here's where the trap lies. When we avoid those little movements, our body gets the message that we don't need to use those muscles anymore. And guess what happens next? We actually start to lose that ability. The balance weakens, the strength goes, and before we know it, something that used to be easy, like reaching for a high shelf or getting up from the floor, suddenly feels impossible. So what's the fix? It's about gentle persistence. Instead of avoiding, find safer ways to keep moving. Use the counter for balance while doing heel raises in the kitchen. Squat down with support instead of bending awkwardly. If you're nervous about stairs, use the handrail. But keep using the stairs. Your body listens to what you ask of it. Keep asking it to show up, and it will. Now let's talk about another one that hides in plain sight. Letting others do things for you, even when you're still perfectly capable. Maybe your adult children rush to carry your groceries, or friends step in to help with things like ordering at a restaurant or handling simple tasks. And while it comes from a place of love, it can send a subtle message. You can't do this anymore. And over time, you might start to believe that. But here's what I want you to remember. Being helped is not the same as being helpless. It's okay to accept support when you need it. But the moment you start stepping back too much, you begin to give away little pieces of your confidence. Confidence is like a muscle. It needs to be used regularly to stay strong. So next time someone jumps in to do something for you, ask yourself, can I do this myself with a little extra time or patience? If the answer is yes, take the lead. Say, thanks, I've got it. That simple shift in language can do wonders for your mindset. Independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about staying engaged and empowered in your own life, no matter your age. There's something else I see often, and it might surprise you. It's sitting for hours without realizing it. I know how easy it is. You sit down with a book or turn on the TV to catch up on the news, and before you know it, it's been 2, 3, even 4 hours. And while rest is important, too much sitting can quietly weaken your muscles, tighten your joints, and dull your circulation. It even affects your digestion and sleep. What's the simple solution? Just stand up and move every 30 minutes. You don't need to run laps around the house. Just stand, stretch, walk to the kitchen and back. Maybe march in place while the kettle boils. Movement doesn't have to be a workout. It just needs to happen regularly. Try this. Put a small reminder next to your chair or on the remote. A note that says, stretch or stand up. Set a gentle timer on your phone if that works better for you. The key is to break up long periods of stillness. Your body will thank you. Your heart will thank you. And you'll feel more energized throughout the day just from making that one change. Now that we've talked about the trap of avoiding small tasks, the importance of doing things for yourself, and the silent effects of too much sitting, let's keep going. Because we're not done yet, and these next habits are just as sneaky. One habit that often slips under the radar is saying, "I'm too old for that," even as a joke. You might chuckle when you say it, maybe after declining an invitation to dance at a family gathering, or when a neighbor mentions a new tech gadget, and you brush it off with a smile and those 5 little words, "I'm too old for that." Now, it might seem harmless. After all, who hasn't said it? But here's the thing. Your brain listens to everything you tell it, and over time, when you repeat those words, you begin to believe them. You start placing invisible limits on yourself, not because your body can't do something, but because your mind has already decided it's not even worth trying. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You skip the class, the trip, the challenge, because that's for younger folks. And slowly, the world around you feels smaller. You stop reaching. You stop stretching. And with that, a bit of your spark begins to dim. But here's the truth. Age does not automatically disqualify you from trying something new. You don't have to climb mountains or run marathons unless you want to, of course. But challenging your brain, learning something unfamiliar, or even changing your routine can do wonders for your independence. It reminds your mind and body, hey, we're still in this. We're still learning. We're still growing. So next time you hear yourself about to say, "I'm too old for that," stop. Take a breath and reframe it. Say, "I've never tried that. Maybe I'll give it a go." Even if it's something small, like learning how to send a photo on your phone or trying a new recipe, that one shift in mindset can open the door to confidence, curiosity, and yes, greater independence. Now let's talk about something a little more emotional, but just as powerful: withdrawing from social interaction. After 70, it's not uncommon for people to find themselves spending more time alone, Maybe friends have moved away. Maybe family is busy. Maybe the pandemic made staying in feel safer. And slowly, it becomes easier to just stay home, to not call, to not make plans. But isolation, especially the kind that sneaks up on you, can be one of the quietest threats to your independence. You see, human connection keeps us mentally sharp, emotionally stable, and physically engaged. Conversations stimulate your brain. Social plans get you moving. And laughter, real, honest, from the belly laughter, is one of the best medicines we have. When you stop reaching out, when you stop answering calls or showing up to familiar places, you start losing the confidence to be out in the world. And that loss of confidence can quickly become a loss of independence. But it doesn't have to be that way. Start simple. Make one call a week to someone you care about. Say yes to a casual lunch even if you're tired. Join a local group even if you're nervous. And if you don't have a strong social circle right now, that's okay. There are people out there waiting to connect with someone just like you. And remember, connection doesn't always have to be face to face. If mobility is a challenge, technology can be a bridge, not a barrier. A video chat with your grandchild, a Facebook message to an old friend, a virtual book club, or a local radio call-in. All of these are lifelines, not just to other people, but to the version of yourself that thrives in connection. Independence isn't just about being able to do things on your own. It's also about having the confidence to be part of something, to engage, to be seen. And when you keep those doors open even just a little, you allow joy and confidence to flow back in. So, if you found yourself saying no to plans, avoiding people, or feeling like it's just easier to be alone, ask yourself, is this really what I want? Or is this just a habit I've slipped into? Because you deserve connection. You deserve companionship. And you don't have to go looking far to find it. We've talked about the power of small movements, about doing things for yourself, about staying active, challenging your thinking, and keeping social connections alive. Each of these plays a role in preserving the freedom to live life your way with confidence, clarity, and joy. Let's keep going, because there's still one more habit we need to uncover, and it may be the most surprising of them all. There's one more habit we need to talk about, and it's something almost everyone over 70 has done at some point, without even thinking about it. It sounds like this. That's just how it is now. Maybe your knees hurt more when you get up in the morning. Maybe your memory's not quite as sharp. Or maybe you've started relying on a cane or walker and said to yourself, well, this is just aging. I better get used to it. Now listen, aging does bring changes. That's a fact. But resignation is very different from acceptance. Resignation says, I give up. This is my life now. Acceptance says, okay, this is where I am. What can I do from here? And that shift in thinking, that's everything. Because when we resign ourselves to decline, we stop looking for ways to improve. We stop asking questions. We stop being curious. And most importantly, we stop believing we can make things better. But the truth is, the human body and mind are incredibly adaptable. Even at 70, 80, or 90. You are still capable of growing stronger, more mobile, sharper, and more independent. So if you found yourself brushing off new aches, new struggles, or even new fears with "that's just how it is," take a moment to challenge that. What if that knee pain is caused by a tight muscle you can stretch? What if that forgetfulness is actually due to stress or poor sleep, and not just age? What if that cane is a tool to help you build strength instead of a symbol that strength is gone? Start asking again. Start exploring again. Talk to your doctor. Try gentle exercises. Add one new healthy food to your day. Begin keeping a little journal to track what's working and what's not. These aren't massive changes, but they're the exact kind of choices that, stacked together, help preserve your independence instead of letting it slip away quietly. Here's something important to hold on to. Independence doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean doing everything alone or never needing help. True independence is about having the choice and the confidence to live life on your terms. It's about waking up in the morning and knowing you can move, think, choose, and act with a sense of freedom, and it's never too late to protect that. Let's take a breath and bring everything we've talked about together, just like pieces of a puzzle. We started with those little physical movements, bending, stretching, lifting, that feel risky, so we avoid them, not realizing that avoiding them is what actually puts us at risk. Then we looked at how letting others do everything for us might feel kind and convenient, but quietly chips away at our ability to do for ourselves. We saw how sitting too long in one spot can rob us of energy and muscle without us even realizing it. And we uncovered the quiet damage that happens when we socially withdraw or talk ourselves out of trying new things. Finally, we looked at that powerful mindset, "that's just how it is," and we flipped it. Because when you believe you can make a difference in your own health, your own mobility, your own happiness, you take back control. And that's what independence is made of. Not big heroic acts, but small daily choices rooted in self-respect and awareness. I want you to remember something deeply. You are not past your prime. You are in a powerful chapter. This chapter might not be about chasing careers or raising kids, but it's about claiming your own joy, protecting your freedom, and refusing to let the world shrink around you. Every time you take a walk, every time you try something new, every time you speak up and say, "I've got this," you're writing a new story for this chapter, a story of resilience, a story of dignity, a story of a life lived on your terms. And if you're thinking, "I've let some of these habits creep in already," don't worry. You're not behind. You're right on time, because now you know. And with that awareness, you have power. Starting today, you can stand a little taller, move a little more, speak up a little louder, and step back into the driver's seat of your own life. So here's what I want to ask you. What's one small thing you can do today to protect your independence? Maybe it's standing up and stretching right now. Maybe it's calling a friend. Maybe it's saying, "I can do that," instead of waiting for someone else to jump in. Whatever it is, start small, but start now. And if this video spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your story. What habits have you noticed? What are you ready to change? You never know who you'll inspire by sharing your experience. Make sure to hit the like button if this helped you, and subscribe to the channel for more practical, uplifting advice on how to stay healthy, happy, and independent after 60. This community is here for you, and we've got a lot more to talk about. You're not alone on this journey. You're part of something powerful, and every step you take toward greater independence is a step toward a brighter, bolder, more beautiful life. Here's to living your best life at any age.